Are now speaking publicly for the first time about his dramatic and life-threatening asthma attack.
We are the Verge family from Harbor Grace, Newfoundland and Labrador, and this is Matthew's story.
It was not something I would want to wish on anybody, but even just to think about it is hard.
I didn't know an asthma attack existed. I didn't know what an asthma attack was.
Matthew Verge learned the hard way that asthma can kill.
Okay, I'm ready.
This 10-year-old is alive today because his family and the Janeway acted quickly. This is the first time the Verge family has relived that dreadful day last year.
So the morning started same as basically most days of the week.
Mom woke me up and I felt like I was sick. I started coughing a lot.
Didn't seem to me that it was that serious. I go on to school.
As the day went on, Matthew felt worse and came home from school.
I called my nan and pop because I wanted someone to come out because I knew something bad was really going to happen.
I looked back at him and he was completely red.
Taylor had called me at work. Matthew can't breathe. I think you gotta come home.
Christina raced the 15-minute drive from work in Carbonear. Matthew's grandparents live just a short walk up the road and arrived first.
Last thing I remember is walking up to the couch and then I felt like I fell asleep.
I couldn't feel a pulse, so I had to give him CPR. It wasn't a very good sight.
I looked over and Taylor started calling the ambulance.
As soon as he pulled up, one of the paramedics jumped out and looked in and saw Matthew. It wasn't good.
Matthew was taken to the hospital and he couldn't breathe. And then Mom came and told me. I just turned the truck around and went to the hospital.
Paramedics rushed Matthew to hospital in Carbonear. Staff kept him alive with a breathing tube and then called the Janeway.
I received a call regarding Matthew care.
Dr. Wahid was on the phone with the Carbonear Hospital team for 2 hours.
He was cold to the touch. And he was kind of blue.
So I said, do you know who I am? And they don't blink twice. And they blinked twice. They gave me a lot of hope.
But Matthew was still very sick. Dr. Wahid ordered an emergency airlift.
When I saw him the first time, I wasn't sure whether he's gonna make it or not.
Dr. Wahid put Matthew in a coma to relax him and open his airways. Staff connected him to a special breathing machine called an oscillator to keep him alive.
Dr. Wahid came in and he said Matthew's a very sick little boy and he might not make it through the night.
Matthew suffered complications, but after 5 days, some real hope.
And he looked at me and he just stuck one thumb up in the air. And I knew he was going to be okay. All of the doctors and nurses there, they each played a part. The respiratory therapist, everybody with the care that they gave Matthew, they all played a role in giving us back Matthew. So they all, each of them hold a spot in my heart.
Matthew had a severe asthma attack called asthma asthmaticus. It can happen to anyone with asthma. Now the family has an asthma action plan.
I really hope that our story can help other people.
Life is fragile and take it one day at a time. You don't know what the next day could hold.
I feel awesome.